Welcome to the MCLA Know Your Network podcast. Know your network, grow your community, learn what MCLA has to offer. Explore MCLA's community one conversation at a time.
Welcome to the Know Your Network podcast, where we interview your favorite departments here at MCLA so you can stay informed on what's available. Today we have some wonderful guests from the Trailblazer Tutor Center here to talk about tutoring and how that can benefit you. Awesome. So can everybody introduce themselves and share their role with MCLA?
Of course, I'll start. My name is Diana El Hariri Saie. I'm the Assistant Director of Academic Advising and Support and TRIO SSS and the coordinator of the Trailblazer Tutor Center.
Fantastic.
My name's Rian Brassard. I am a tutor in the Trailblazer Tutoring Center. I tutor biology and chemistry.
My name's Brian Conolly. I'm Academic Outreach Coordinator, and I'm with the Department of Academic Advising and Support at MCLA.
Great. Thanks, guys. And what are the primary goals of the Tutor Center?
I will get that. The primary goals are, first of all, when you enter the Tutor Center, you'd find that it's a welcoming environment, and this is what we aim at. Welcoming and friendly environment. That's one goal. Another goal is working with the student on their academic skills, such as critical thinking, note-taking, study strategies, problem-solving, the skills that are needed to survive college. Definitely. And, of course, the last one is what we call it strengthening academic success and retention, meaning a student enters the college, goes through our tutoring services, they feel confident, they stay in the course, they pass the course, they decide to stay in college, and then they graduate. So this is persistence and retention. So we work on that, around that too.
Certainly. So that's a lot of stuff, and I assume you guys accomplish it very well. Great. So where is the Tutor Center, and who can use it?
The Tutoring Center is in Mark Hopkins Hall, 108, and the Tutoring Center and its services are available to all MCLA students.
Great.
And it's a free service.
That's always good. Awesome. So what classes and majors can students be tutored in?
You can be tutored in any major. The classes, it's mostly the lower level classes, I'd say. But like you can be taught just general studying strategies, specific majors like bio, chemistry, everything, you'd say. Yeah.
Yes.
Great. So it's a pretty open book.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. That's always good. Is the Tutor Center appointment only, and how can students set up an appointment?
The Tutor Center is appointment and drop-in.
Great.
And soon it will be virtual as well. What was the rest of the question?
Oh, it was like, how can students set up an appointment?
Oh, they just visit the Trailblazer Tutor Center website, and they'll find a tutorial about how to do so.
Awesome. So pretty straightforward.
Yes.
Fantastic. And you guys take drop-ins if, like, time allows?
Yes.
Great.
Priorities for appointments, of course.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Great. So what kinds of assignments can peer tutors assist with?
Well, our peer tutors can help students with just about any kind of assignment that they are assigned in the various classes. So whether it's prepping for an exam, writing a paper, or preparing for some other type of project in any of their classes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Pretty much anything.
Great. So projects, papers, studying for tests, all that kind of thing, homework.
Yeah.
Great. And so how can a student become a peer tutor, and what are the requirements?
To become a peer tutor, you have to have a GPA at least 2.5 and have a B in the class, B or higher in the class that you want to tutor in. And you can apply on Interview Exchange or just find it on the MCLA website.
Great. So like the standard MCLA, like student employment portal.
Exactly.
Great. Awesome. So what makes peer tutoring different than just going to office hours?
Office hours with a professor?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think there's some significant advantages of actually working with a peer tutor. On the one hand, that when a student's working with a peer tutor, there's a shared sense of learning together. When you're working with a professor already knows this material, whereas while our peer tutors are familiar with the subject matter, they're not necessarily experts on the same level as a faculty member is. And so when working with a student, a peer tutor is going to still be learning that material as well. In fact, maybe Ryan can speak to this, but tutoring a student, a peer, is actually a fabulous way of learning the material, really learning the material, because you're not only working on this material for multiple times with different students, but you're trying to find ways of presenting that material and presenting it to a particular student who comes with particular challenges. So you're exploring that same material from different ways, and again, there's that sense of shared learning that I think is an important component for both tutor and the student who is seeking tutoring services. So.
Yeah, I feel like kind of the best way to know that you've learned something is to be able to teach it. And that's kind of something I've learned since I've been a tutor at MCLA.
Yeah, so it's sort of like a step on your path to mastery as well as the student that you're working with.
Absolutely.
That's actually great that you say that, because a couple episodes ago when I was with the writing studio on the show, one of their writing associates mentioned the aspect of learning together. So, a student that comes in with a particular kind of paper, they're in a way also an expert because they know the subject matter and they're in the class currently. And it's sort of the like learning and growing together and growing your skill set. That's great. Awesome. And so what is the importance of academic tutoring in a college setting?
The importance is really grand. We'll start with it builds confidence in a tutee, or
Tutandum.
yes, thank you. I'll still call it a tutee.
Okay.
It builds confidence in terms of the student will know the material better. They'll feel less anxious with dealing with the material. They'll have certain strategies that they can use. And it also builds or supports independence, where the students, after having all those strategies compiled, like note-taking strategies, time management, they would actually survive on their own without the need for a tutor. That's it.
Awesome. So it's a pretty essential part of the college experience for you guys.
Absolutely. And of course, I talked about how important it is in building academic skills and retention and persistence.
Yeah.
It has its importance in that field as well.
So the skills you kind of receive help from a tutor with, can kind of stick with you for the rest of, college and beyond.
Absolutely. It's a set of very valuable skills.
Great. Awesome. So now we are joined by Danielle. So would you like to introduce yourself and share your role here?
Absolutely. My name is Danielle, and I am a success advisor and project coordinator with TRIO Student Support Services. And I also have the background experience of having been a peer tutor here at MCLA.
Great. So like a full circle moment, sort of.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So for you, how can visiting the tutor center and working with the tutor help a student better grasp course material?
Absolutely. So I think tutoring can operate in many different ways. And the beautiful thing about tutoring is that it's personalized. And the tutor will approach each student as to what the student needs in the moment. And I know from my background as being a tutor, sometimes it would mean that I would just hold space for the student to sit and quietly read. Some students benefit from body doubling and just having that extra person there, and then to periodically pause and ask questions or maybe ask clarifying questions. Sometimes the tutor ends up taking information that's kind of complex and breaking it down into concrete examples or smaller, simplified chunks of information to help the student digest that information. A tutor can also act as someone to help the student practice recall and quiz the student in the moment. So many different ways in which a tutor can help their tutandis.
This is the recurring theme of the podcast.
Is how do you say
What to call a tutored student.
a tutored student? There's a very specific Latin term, and I'm clearly not schooled on that or can remember.
No, it's okay. That's great. So it's a very like tailored student experience, student-tutor relationship experience, and there's sort of that connection, knowing the fact that you're also working with a student as well. Like if you're being tutored, your tutor is still also a student. So there's that relatability aspect.
Absolutely, and similar to what Ryan had said, is right. To master a subject matter is to really be able to teach it to someone, and I think that also strengthens the tutor's knowledge base as well.
Right,
Definitely.
So very a symbiotic relationship, being in that same sort of space.
Yeah, certainly. I feel like I can relate to that. Like I don't fully know something until I can explain it to somebody, even if whether that be like a in-depth like explanation or just like a 1 or 2 sentence, discussion about it. But I definitely feel that aspect of like you haven't really like mastered something until you're able to like teach it back to somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's something really cool and beautiful of being able to take in information and knowledge and kind of process it through your own lens and your experience, because then you can take that information and use your lived experience and different concrete examples or metaphors that you see parallels to. And when you start to do that and bring kind of real world experiences into the understanding or digesting of complex knowledge, it can make it more relatable.
Yeah, and it must be very like rewarding, as a tutor to know like, oh, I'm this good at biology or music or math that I can teach it back. That's very, very valuable, I think.
It is rewarding indeed.
Yes. So on that subject, how does working as a tutor benefit a student along their academic and career journey?
So working as a tutor.
Yeah, as a tutor.
So having been a tutor or being a tutor, you're in that situation. You're in that leadership role, right? In a way, you're learning how to relate to someone, to actively listen to another person, and these are all transferable skills that are going to help you in any and all interpersonal relationships as you move through life, and then especially as you start to head into a career.
Awesome. So student leadership can take you so far.
Absolutely.
Sounds like.
I feel like even personally, it's made me more confident as a person, being able to form that relationship and teach someone something.
Yeah, that's really cool. Awesome. So what makes the Tutor Center at MCLA stand out to other institutions?
So I'm a transfer student. I came from Berkshire Community College in Pittsfield before I transferred here to MCLA. And I was tutored there, and I feel like here it's a little bit more personal because you're being taught by or being tutored by someone who is a student currently, and who maybe has taken the class with the same professor or has taken the class at the same school. So it's so much more personal. I feel like you kind of develop more of a relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, certainly. I feel like a recurring theme on the podcast is talking about MCLA's close-knit community. And I think that's a contributing factor towards like literally every department that I've spoken with. You might know the tutor already, or you've taken the same class, and there's that aspect of like personal connection that I think some other bigger institutions might not have the same thing. So that's great. Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that helps kind of break the ice as well, right? Even if you just recognize a face and they feel a little bit more familiar, it helps you settle into that environment. And right, if you're a little anxious, it's harder to remember or to retain information. And so having that sort of relatability or that familiarity helps you then to settle in and be able to learn.
Yeah, that welcoming environment that you were talking about.
Absolutely. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they mentioned something about tutor and tutee happiness. That these are stakeholders, and we should care for both of them. So if we're building confidence we're making our tutees confident, we're also making our tutors confident as well, it seems. So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like mutually beneficial.
Absolutely.
Great. So it just makes everybody all around happier and have a better experience.
Absolutely.
Great. So are there any closing thoughts you'd like to say about the Tutor Center?
Of course, please.
I think just don't be scared to come in. Like, I
Absolutely.
feel like a lot of students are very intimidated by the concept of like getting tutored and think like, oh, I only need to come into tutoring if I'm failing, or like, oh, I'm already failing. What's the point? You know, it even if like you're not going to get like an A+ in the subject, like I think it's still helpful to have that relationship and kind of learn how you learn and how to study better.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree. Couldn't have said it better.
Great. So sort of, don't be afraid, and you might earn like lifelong skills from visiting the Tutor Center. Well, great.
Absolutely.
Thank you all so much. I appreciate you guys coming on today, and I feel like I've learned a lot from talking to you guys. So thank you so much, and thanks for the services that you provide here on campus.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Great.
you, Lex.
Of course. That's Know Your Network today. Tune in for the next one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. To join us on the next Know Your Network podcast, send requests to samlab@mcla.edu. To follow us on Instagram and YouTube, see the links in the description.